Okay, guys, at this point, if you've kept up with what we've been doing day by day, you should have something that looks something like this, where you've got the outline of the box done in proper perspective, you've got a cast shadow added, the flaps are on, and you should be ready to go ahead and shade this thing. First thing I'd like you to do is, on a separate piece of paper, create a value scale that looks something like this. It needs to be a 5 or 6 values, because you're going to use 0 for the same color as the paper, your white, and you're going to gradually get darker up to the darkest your pencil can get, which will be a 5. You need to be able to see a step down each time, a discernible difference between each different step. The reason we're going to do this is you're going to take a look at that box, not the one you drew, but the actual box, and it will differ from person to person based on where you're sitting and what your perspective is. But you're going to figure out which of these areas are very dark, which ones are very light, which ones are in the middle, and you need something like this value scale to kind of compare it to so you can decide. Go ahead and label it 0 through 5, with 0 being white, 5 being as dark as you can get, and then you'll have 4 gray values in the middle. What you want to do is identify what your darkest areas are. Take a look at the box from where you're sitting. If you think that maybe this back wall is the darkest, very lightly put a 5 on there. 5 is going to be your darkest color. Okay? Maybe this cast shadow is also a 5, and this is just my example. Yours might look different. So maybe I put a 5 there. Maybe I decide that this wall here is my next lightest, so I'm going to make that a 4. Maybe whichever flap catches the light and has a reflection will be your highlight. Maybe that'll be a 0. And so now it's up to you to kind of figure out what these other areas are going to be. You should have at least 6 of those steps that are visible. White plus 5, well, white plus 4 grays and 1 black, basically. So you're going to go through and decide, and you're going to have to compare from where you're sitting. Is this one lighter than this or darker than this? And you're going to have to go through and do that for each of these planes that you can see until you've got everything labeled. The rest is really kind of easy, but getting this set up this way is how you're going to make this look the most three-dimensional that you can.